The story begins with a man beheading priests and nuns, and afterward, the skin of the dead priests and nun is skinned, and later it is handed to Father Saul, who observes it very attentively.
Elsewhere, in a convent, Sister Yulia prays before the idol of Mother Mary.
The same night, Sister Yulia sees a nightmare in which she finds someone skinning the human bodies and killing the innocent nuns and priests. She wakes up having abdominal pain. Therefore, she comes straight to the prayer hall, advancing towards Mother Mary, who sheds tears at the plight of Sister Yulia. Sister Yulia notices that her palms are bleeding just as Jesus Christ's when he was crucified. Afterward, Sister Yulia begins to writhe in pain. In St. Petersburg, a Russian bishop explains to Father Fox that Sister Yulia has asked for him as if she had known him for ages. Actually, the bishop wants Father Fox to investigate Sister Yulia's case, but Father Fox deems that there is no such negative power that haunts Yulia. Instead, she is mentally ill and she needs medical attention. Then, the bishop explains that this case seems to be ordinary, but it is not. Then, Father Fox reveals that he wants to give up this job of priest and wants to live a normal life with his wife Laura. Nonetheless, the bishop asserts that Sister Yulia is pregnant with twins, but she claims to be immaculate, and moreover, she claims that her two unbegotten children talk to her and she knows that one of them is good and the other one is devil. However, the bishop manages to persuade him to look into Sister Yulia's case. Father Fox arrives home, telling everything to his wife Laura about Sister Yulia's case. Laura also asks him to go and find out the truth about this case. Father Fox explains that Sister Yulia isn't possessed at all, but mentally sick. Nonetheless, Laura urges him to go and help Sister Yulia as she needs him the most. Afterward, Father Fox arrives at the convent, which is cut off from the outer world. At the convent, he is welcomed by Cardinal Russo, who later takes him to the prayer hall and shows him the crying idol of Mother Mary. Cardinal Russo reveals to Father Fox that Sister Yulia refuses to talk to anyone but you. Moments later, Sister Yulia is brought before Father Fox. He asks her why she chose him to speak to. Then, she responds that her unborn children told her about him. She reveals that her unbegotten children told her that only you are the one who can keep the bad things from happening. She further claims that neither the church nor her brought him here, but God. Meanwhile, another nun arrives into the room, interrupting the interrogation, and takes Yulia away before she could have revealed more. Cardinal Russo shows Father Fox an ancient note, stating, "A virgin will give birth to twin boys. One good, one evil." On the other hand, Sister Yulia's twin babies start making movements inside the womb, while Father Saul stares at her in the distance. Moments later, he sedates her, making her unconscious. In the prayer hall, the idol of Mother Mary still sheds her tears. While heading back, Father Fox senses someone passing behind him. He follows the unknown identity and finds a door, opening on its own. Therefore, he goes out only to find Sister Yulia advancing towards a pond. Father Fox rushes to her to save her in time, but till then, she vanishes into thin air. He discovers two babies surfacing the water. Just then, he wakes up from his nightmare. Father Saul and his followers try to kill Sister Yulia's unborn children, as they will bring about the annihilation of Earth. Meanwhile, Cardinal Russo walks into the room, castigating Father Saul and others for doing this. Father Saul reveals that if these children come into this world, they will bring about the end of this world, while Father Fox eavesdrops on them, standing outside. Afterward, he enters the room, asking Cardinal Russo if they want to kill Yulia's unborn children. Cardinal Russo replies that the Antichrist and the Messiah are about to be born together very soon. At this, Father Fox is disgruntled, saying, "Do you believe this cock and bull story?" Moments later, Father Fox sneaks into a chamber, witnessing Father Saul and his cultists immolating a lamb. Father Fox flees the room, making up his mind to escape the convent with Cardinal Russo and Sister Yulia, while Father Saul tries to knock down the door. The trio gets in the car and drives off while Father Saul makes a futile attempt to chase them. Father Fox and others get on the train bound for Kiev. Shortly after, Sister Yulia starts going through labor pain, prompting Cardinal Russo to help her give birth to her children, and not long after, she gives birth to her twin baby boys. A train attendant shows up to check their passports, which they can't provide, pretending that their luggage has been stolen. Just then, the train attendant is possessed by one of the babies, possibly by the Antichrist, making her slam her head on the window. Right then,
Father Fox wakes up from his nightmare, finding Sister Yulia with her newborn babies whom she named Baby Samuel and Baby Jacob respectively. Afterward, they get off the train upon reaching Kiev station where Father Saul is already waiting for them. Father Fox, Sister Yulia and Cardinal Russo arrive at a restaurant, dodging Father Saul. Shortly after, Laura arrives at the restaurant, meeting her husband Father Fox. Afterward, she takes them to the decrepit cottage, belonging to her late grandfather. Down in the basement, Cardinal Russo, Father Fox and Yulia come across mystic paintings made by Laura's grandfather. Next, Laura takes Yulia to a room, where she finds a cradle for her newborn babies. Moments later, Sister Yulia stitches Father Fox's wound when Laura enters the room. Laura comes outside the shack with her husband, telling him that she needs to go but she will be back next morning. Next, Father Fox finds a fawn, trapped and screaming in the net. He sets it free. Meanwhile, Cardinal Russo shows up, saying, "It was our dinner." Meaning, he was the one who trapped the fawn. Sister Yulia checks on the wound and sees that it is healed in a very strange way. Meanwhile, Sister Yulia and Father Fox begin to fall for each other but Cardinal Russo interrupts them with his presence. Father Saul reaches Laura's house, while searching for Father Fox and comes across their maid. Father Fox and Sister Yulia see the same dream in which they make love. Afterward, Father Fox wakes up and approaches Yulia's newborn babies. Shortly after, Yulia also arrives there, telling him that they share the same things as if they were the chosen, like Joseph and Mary. After a while, Laura arrives, stained in blood from head to toe. Laura tells Fox that a crazy worker in the factory threw blood on her. Things are getting weird at the factory. Moments later, Sister Yulia introduces her to her twin babies. Laura is captivated by one of the babies but is brought back to her senses by Fox and Yulia. Afterward, Laura and Fox return home, wondering why their maid hasn't returned yet, while she lies dead behind suitcases. Laura feels someone's presence outside the house, causing her to call for Fox and tells him that someone is out there. However, Fox can't see anyone outside the house. In the cottage, the Antichrist tries to manipulate Cardinal Russo saying, "I will give you kingdoms if you kill my brother." Troubled, Cardinal drinks a glass of wine and discovers his younger self standing outside the shack. He quickly goes after him with his gun, and finds him standing in the distance. Young Russo asks him to kill the Messiah, while advancing towards him. Cardinal Russo falls into a trap while stepping back and soon after, a pack of wolves begins to lurk around him. Young Russo puts in an offer before Cardinal Russo, saying, "I can free you from all miseries, if you kill the child." Cardinal Russo responds to this offer by spitting in his face. Shortly after, the pack of rabid and hungry wolves attacks Cardinal Russo, tearing apart his body. At the factory, the Union of Laborers protests against Laura. One of the laborers shoots Laura in the belly. Just then, a little boy materializes at the factory, perhaps, he is the Antichrist. Father Fox begins to pray to God to show mercy on his wife, as she is soon to be mother, but his request is declined. Sister Yulia calls out for Cardinal Russo, as he is nowhere to be seen. So, she goes out to look for him but bumps into Father Fox, who was returning to the shack after Laura's death. Afterward, they both find the dismembered body of Cardinal Russo, which is being eaten by wolves. Father Fox drives the wolves away and brings the body back to the shack, where he sets it on fire to pay homage. Meanwhile, Father Saul sneaks into the cottage in search of Yulia's babies and shortly after, he finds them in the cradle. The Antichrist tempts him saying, "I will give you kingdoms if you kill my brother. I will put you on the throne, making you a king." Just then, Sister Yulia falls upon him, stabbing him in the neck with a cross. But Saul quickly recovers from this attack and throws her away. Afterward, he turns his attention to the babies to wipe them out, but meanwhile Father Fox comes to rescue them but he is also flattened by Father Saul. Nonetheless, Father Fox manages to grab the cross and spoils his remaining functional eye. On top of that, resilient Yulia shoots Father Saul, putting him to death. Afterward, Sister Yulia shows some paintings to Fox, made by Laura's grandfather and tells him that these paintings are real. Russo died in the same way as depicted in this painting. After seeing this, Father Fox starts laughing. Later, he is troubled by a high-pitched sound which makes him restless. The very next moment, he finds his wife Laura, standing in the corner. Laura's soul reveals that the evil child of Yulia took her away from him. Now, it is your duty to save the rest of humanity all by yourself. To do this, you only have to kill the bad one. So, kill the child and kill yourself. Under the influence of Antichrist, Father Fox begins to pull down the door, while Sister Yulia escapes the house with her children. Possessed Fox enters the room and begins to go after Yulia. Sister Yulia rushes through the forest and approaches the cops, asking for help. She informs them that the man coming after her wants to kill her child. Just then, the Antichrist produces a high-pitched sound, deafening the cops. Right then, Father Fox makes it there, impaling an iron bar through one of the cops' heads. Shortly after, he brutally kills the other cop. Meanwhile, Sister Yulia flees with her newborn babies and reaches the end of the forest, and not long after, possessed Father Fox chases her down. He tells her that he will only kill the bad one, and he knows very well which one is the bad one. Sister Yulia reminds him that they are meant to save Jacob, the Messiah, from his brother Samuel, the Antichrist. She further reminds him that Samuel is using him to kill Jacob. Nevertheless, Father Fox snatches the Messiah from Yulia and is about to drop him into the ocean, but by then, the solar eclipse ends. This allows some time for Yulia, who shoots Father Fox, to save her child. She rushes to him to recover the Messiah, while Fox dies on the ground. Sister Yulia prays to God to vivify Father Fox, while Jacob, the Messiah, hears her prayer, and shortly after, Father Fox comes back to life. Perhaps, the Messiah heard her prayer, and this marks the end of this movie.